On November 11th, SpaceX will launch 4 men on NASA's Crew-3 mission. However, they have run into an issue with their departure, which we shall explore in today's video. Let's look at the issue of the space station having to avoid Chinese space trash before the launch of SpaceX's Crew-3 astronaut. NASA's first test mission to defend planet Earth, as well as SpaceX's first test mission to defend planet Earth. Stay tuned for the most up-to-date information on SpaceX and their most recent launch. Firstly, China's Leo Group hits wall with planned $50 million SpaceX investment. The high-profile plan by a Chinese internet services and manufacturing business to invest in billionaire Elon Musk's aerospace company SpaceX has hit a snag after the investment partnership broke apart. Without explaining, Shanghai-based Leo Group said Thursday that its partner, Tamales Bay Capital and Durley 3, TBCA, had given it a $50 million refund for the planned investment in SpaceX. Leo claims that there is no legal basis for terminating the contract and that it will not accept a refund. In a statement, Leo said it reserves all rights to preserve the interest, including, but not limited to, judicial procedures. The Shenzhen market regulator was interested in the Leo investment plan. The Shenzhen Stock Exchange required that the company explain the transaction in greater detail 2 days following Leo's announcement, providing more information about TBCA's finances, structure, and exit procedure, as well as any current difficulties. In a brief letter, Leo stated that it was unable to offer essential details about the partnership and the investment's progress. Next, SpaceX has pushed back delivery times for some Starlink pre-orders. After delaying certain pre-orders, SpaceX apologized to Starlink customers, claiming that silicon shortages had hindered the production of the internet kit. Customers who paid a $100 deposit in the first half of this year were promised that the beta version of the satellite internet service will be available in their location in mid to late 2021, according to Starlink, a SpaceX subsidiary. Pre-order customers have been venting on social media this week, claiming that they will not receive Starlink until next year, despite having waited months for the service. Silicon shortages over the previous 6 months have hampered our projected manufacturing rate and impacted our ability to deliver numerous Starlink orders this year, according to Starlink. We apologize for the delay and are working diligently across our engineering, supply chain, and production teams to optimize and streamline our product and facility in order to increase our production rate. Pre-order buyers can verify their projected arrival times on their Starlink account, according to the email. The construction of user terminals, the dishes that connect to the 1,639 satellites in orbit, has already been delayed due to a global semiconductor shortage, according to Starlink. When you order something like this, you expect prompt delivery, and this is not what they're delivering, so I'm not surprised that people are mad and annoyed by this. Next, SpaceX Starlink internet speed surpasses 400 Mbps. Many people around the world, particularly in the United States, are now using SpaceX Starlink's internet service. Now, one of the broadband users has released a screenshot demonstrating that Elon Musk's internet service has exceeded 400 megabits per second. This was confirmed by Reddit user Atlantic Quest in a Reddit thread. He said that he was utilizing Starlink internet to install a 43 gigabyte game. He was able to download the title in just 25 minutes thanks to the speedy performance of the broadband service. According to Tasmania's newest report, most users of SpaceX's Starlink internet service are only getting around 100 to 200 megabits per second. Residents in Newfoundland, Canada appear to be able to access Elon Musk's broadband at a quicker speed. Starlink speed is still dependent on your location at the moment. This is why Tesla's CEO is working hard to improve the internet service even further. As early as 2022, Musk predicted Starlink would have a regular speed of 300 megabits per second and a low latency of 20 ms. In a recent meeting with the Federal Communications Commission in the United States, SpaceX confirmed this detail. Now that we've discussed some of the latest news for SpaceX currently circulating the media, now it's time to get into the real reason you clicked on the video. Let's discuss how the space station will need to dodge Chinese space junk before SpaceX can launch, as well as the information regarding NASA's first test mission to defend planet Earth. Stay tuned to the video to find out more about this information. Space station to dodge Chinese space junk before SpaceX Crew-3 astronaut launch. According to NASA authorities, the International Space Station will have to avoid a piece of Chinese space debris today, just hours before SpaceX sends a fresh crew to the orbiting laboratory. Tonight at 9:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, SpaceX is scheduled to launch 4 men on NASA's Crew-3 mission. However, before that crew of NASA astronauts, Raja Chari, Tom Marshburn, and Kayla Barron, as well as German astronaut Matthias Maurer, can launch, the International Space Station must relocate out of the way of Chinese space trash. In a pre-launch briefing late Tuesday, NASA's International Space Station Program Manager Joel Montalbano said the space station crew is tracking a piece of debris and are planning a debris avoidance maneuver about 6 hours prior to launch. In NASA's database of space objects, the item from space station to avoid is designated 35114, and it's also known as 1999-025 DKS, a piece of debris from a Chinese anti-satellite weapons test in 2007. The debris, which was originally part of a Chinese weather satellite, was a product of a Chinese in-orbit missile test. A kinetic-energy suborbital missile was fired at a decommissioned Chinese meteorological satellite known as Pyongyang-1C, which stopped being operational in 2002 as part of that test, obliterating it into thousands of pieces. The damaged satellite was originally in a considerably higher orbit, but atmospheric drag has dragged it closer to Earth over time, eventually landing in the space station's flight path. According to Jonathan McDowell, a Harvard astronomer who studies and classifies space objects, the closest encounter between the two objects is expected on November 12. The space station's debris-dodging maneuver, according to Montalbano, will have no effect on the launch, and the Dragon will be able to catch up to the station without difficulty. NASA SpaceX first test mission to defend planet Earth. The world's first full-scale mission to test technology for defending Earth against potential asteroid or comet hazards, NASA's Double Asteroid Redirection Test, also known as DART, launched Wednesday at 1:21 a.m. Eastern Time from Space Launch Complex 4 East at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. DART, which was created and administered by the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, the APL in Laurel, Maryland, is part of NASA's bigger planetary defense strategy. It will impact a known asteroid that is not a threat to Earth. The purpose is to alter the asteroid's speed just enough that ground-based telescopes can precisely measure it. DART will demonstrate how a spacecraft may maneuver independently to a target asteroid and collide with it, a form of deflection known as kinetic impact. The results of the test will be used to better prepare for an asteroid that could pose a threat to Earth if one is ever detected. LICIA Cube, an Italian space agency CubeSat that will accompany DART, will be launched prior to the collision to acquire photographs of the impact and the ejected matter cloud. ESA's Hera project will conduct extensive scans of both asteroids about 4 years after DART collided, with a special focus on the crater caused by DART's collision and a precise determination of Dimorphos's mass. DART is turning science fiction into science fact and is a testament to NASA's proactivity and innovation for the benefit of all, said NASA Administrator Bill Nelson. In addition to all the ways NASA studies our universe and our home planet, we're also working to protect that home, and this test will help prove out one viable way to protect our planet from a hazardous asteroid should one ever be discovered that is headed toward Earth. And there you have it, a range of the latest information regarding SpaceX and their missions into space. Let's hope their mission to dodge the Chinese space junk works so SpaceX can launch their mission. SpaceX and other space companies are the latest talk right now as space exploration is booming and becoming more and more common with the latest technology. Leave us a comment down below whether you would ever be interested in space travel or not. We hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.